Hi, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Homeward Studio. Today I'm crafting up 3 ideas using flowers. Why flowers? Because this video is part of a collaboration and the theme is flowers. Anyway, I will share more information about this collab shortly, but first, let's just go make something. Number 1, this is a candle holder. And here's what I used to make it. I have this little plastic container. I don't know what it was, where it came from. I don't know what it is, but I'm using it. It was in my stash. I have the candle from the Dollar Tree. I have a bunch of these daisies from probably Michael's. And I have the scrap piece of burlap here. So I'm just going to wrap the burlap around the plastic container. Now, if you don't have a plastic container like this, and you probably do not, I don't even know where I got this from. It was probably some freebie in a bag or something. You can use like a spaghetti sauce container, anything glass or plastic that's similar size. Go through your recycle bins and find something in there and upcycle something. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm just wrapping this around here. And this back is going to look a little tethered, and that is because I was going to cover this whole entire thing with flowers, and I changed my mind. So had I realized that when I was putting this together, I would have cleaned it up a little bit more and not left it look so, I don't know, messy, I guess. And now after this is all glued around that, I just trimmed off the top and I trimmed off the extra burlap at the bottom. And I just took a bunch of these flowers and I just pulled off a bunch of the white and yellow ones. And now I'm just cutting off that little plastic piece on the bottom of the flowers so they lay flatter. Do you see the back there, how it's kind of messy looking? Yeah. This is kind of where I changed my mind, and I thought, well, it's not going anywhere. I'm not selling it, not giving it to anybody. It'll sit on my desk because it's super cute. I really like it a lot. And I am just doing like a yellow one and then a white one, a yellow one, a white one, so forth. And I do that around the top. And I also do that around the bottom. And now I'm just running a bead of hot glue around the top, between the top of the flower and the plastic, and pushing those flowers in so you don't see the top of the plastic here. And now I take some jute and I'm just going to tie it around this container. I'm just going to tie a knot and then a bow on top of that. And I put a little knot at the end of each of these hanging pieces here, the tails, I guess you would call them, and then trimmed it up. And that is it. You can use it as a pen holder or scissors or, you know, office supplies, or you can do this, which I like this a lot. This candle again is from the Dollar Tree and it's broken. It doesn't work. I liked the size of it a lot, but anyway, it fit on here perfectly and I just absolutely love this piece. Let me know what you think about this. And so this collaboration is called Talented Creators. And this is a monthly collaboration with different themes. And of course, the theme for today is flowers. And next month, it will be June 21st, and the theme will be tiered tray DIYs. Now, this is hosted by 2 very sweet and talented friends of mine, Aurea with Aurea DIY with Aurea, and Loli with Loli Deeks Creations. And our guest host for today is the very talented Jessica from The Busy Housewife. I encourage you to go check out their channels. These are amazing women, super talented. I post their links in my description box below to make it easy for you, as well as today's playlist with all of today's talented participants for tons of ideas and inspiration. Here is number 2, and this is really simple, really quick, but I think it turned out so pretty. So I have these napkins. I always get mine from Home Goods or Marshall's. I have that ribbon. It's a shiny, sparkly ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's kind of a sheer ribbon. The flower, the wood flowers from the Dollar Tree, and also is that other flower. I have Mod Podge, and I have Waverly Antique Wax. Now this is a 3-ply, and I just take a piece of tape to remove the plies from this napkin. And then I take the tape on the second one. I usually bend it over there because if it folds in on itself, and I've had this happen to me before, then it'll tear your napkin, then it ruins the napkin, then you gotta get another one. So now I'm just going to, because that chunky flower, I'm going to put that right in the middle. So I'm kind of trying to see what kind of design I can put on the petals, because you'll see the petals but not the middle. So I'm not interested in any design being in the middle. I hope that makes sense. And now, yep, in the upper left-hand corner, you can see my daughter's feet. And I'm like, hey, I'm filming. She's like, oh, so she stopped. And I'm like, no, now we just get to stare at your feet. Anyway, I thought it was funny. She's a good kid. She just graduated from college, and she didn't even tell me. She's summa cum laude. I'm so proud of her. Anyway, I did the Mod Podge trick. I put Mod Podge on it, let it dry. You put the napkin down. You put parchment paper on top of the napkin, and then you iron it. I do this a lot on my channel because I love doing this. I love this technique. It is amazing. And then now I am just sanding off the extra, and I just love to do that. Now I am taking the antique wax and I'm going around the edge, and I'll show you why in a second. And then I also brushed it in a little bit of around the flower too. Now I have this little poker tool that was my husband's, but now it's in my craft room. He'll come looking for it. He'll be like, okay, what did you do with this? I always take his stuff. And now I am just taking a piece of this sheer ribbon, and I'm just going to use it as a holder, because this is a wall hanger. Now I just tied a knot up on top here. Easy peasy. And so, see, this is white and it has like an antique color on top of it. That's why I put the antique around the flower, just to make it pop, because it was very yellow and I wanted it to be more antique-y looking, as you can see up close here. And I love this piece too. I have one more. My last one's a gnome. For all you gnome lovers, you'll have to let me know what your favorite one is. I always ask that because I truly, truly want to know. Okay, number 3. Here he is, this cute little flower gnome. And here's what I used to make it. This is really quick and simple. I have these from Dollar General. I've been going there a lot lately. They were $1.50 for, I think, 6 of them. And I have another idea for another video to how to use these, but I'm going to use that for the gnome's hat. I just have some yarn, just a string to tie it off. I have some rocks. Those are from the Dollar Tree. I have pillow stuffing, some little beads for the hands, a bigger bead for the nose. And I was going to make feet, but I didn't feel it. So I didn't make the feet, but yeah, it was a last minute change too. That material, I love. It's gorgeous. It's from Walmart. I have some yellow ribbon. I don't know where I got that from. And then I have the sock, and that is from the Dollar Tree. And then I have fur. I ordered that from Amazon, but I don't use that. I changed it out for a blonde color fur, you'll see in a second. And I have those flowers again that I'm going to use. So I take the sock and I cut it off right at the heel. And then I dump a bunch of rocks in there. I want to say maybe a quarter of a cup, just enough to, like, when you put the gnome down, that it doesn't tip over, that it stands up straight. And then I had an old pillow. I always use my old pillows. I wash them and then, you know, dry them. And then I throw the material out and then just use that. I probably have like, oh my gosh, 6 of them, a lot. And now I'm just, I stuffed as much in there as I wanted to, you know, for liking. And then I just tied it off, put a little bit of hot glue in there. And then now I'm going to take this material and take one of these cups, and I'm going to just put it down underneath the lip of the pot. And I'm going to fold it around to see how much I need. I don't know why I did this twice. I think I was trying to, in my head, figure out how I was going to measure it off. I usually don't measure. I just kind of eyeball it because you don't need to measure this. This is not a precise thing. So I just clipped off the material, and now I'm just gluing it around the pot. I love this material. I think it's just so summery and happy and cheery looking. And I glued it right up onto the pot and all the way up, and then glued the other flap there over and right onto the material itself, and I glued it all the way up. There are a lot of strings on it, so I'm just trimming it. And then I took a little bit of this stuffing and I just put a little bit in the hat, not a whole lot. And then I continued to glue it all the way up, the material onto itself. And then now I just want to twist it and then tie a knot with some jute, because I tied a little bow on top of it too. And then now I put that down for a minute. I'm going to make the arms for the gnome. And I just took the rest of that gray material and cut it away from the red top. And now I'm just cutting it so it's even. So it's one even piece. Now I fold it in half and I cut it in the middle. So when you open it up, you have like a rectangle. I folded it up, and then I fold the other down, and then I pinched it in the middle, and I glued it, and I put a couple of those little Dollar Tree clamps on it to hold it. And then I did it again, all over again. I'm going to show you. And a big thank you to all of my subscribers, and a warm welcome if you're new to my channel, Home Rich Studio. If you're not yet subscribed and you like budget-friendly decor, thrift flips, etc., tap the subscribe button and the bell notification. You won't miss a thing. It helps me out a ton. It helps my channel grow, and I thank you so much. And also, if you like this video so far, if you like what you see, can you give me a big thumbs up? That also helps me a lot too. And if you know other people that like this kind of stuff, or even gnomes, I know they're not so popular, but I do like gnomes still, and I do have a lot of gnomes to make yet. You know, just share this video with people, and that also helps me, and I am so appreciative of all of you. And I'm just taking this ribbon and then just gluing it around, just to give it, you know, to clean it up a little bit, and just to give it a little bit brighter color. And so now we go back to the body of the gnome, and we're going to start putting it all together now. So I'm going to take these arms, and I'm going to put it underneath the hat. So first I want to, that's why I put the hat on to see where they would go. Make sure the seam side of the arm is into the body or the back of the body that I just showed you there. And then I just glued them on just a little bit. Now here is the fur, the faux fur that I got. It was $3.49. I'm sure I got it 40% off. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. Michael's carries it. You can also order it off Amazon, but I did get this one at Hobby Lobby. And I'm showing you, make sure that when I'm measuring it here from the top to the bottom and side to side. Make sure that you go with I want to say the grain. It's not the grain, but with the fur, that the fur is going down. I hope that makes sense. And I just put little cuts in the tip of the edge of the fur here. And then now I'm just going to take my Sharpie and I'm just going to measure it and then draw 2 straight lines. And then now I have a blade here and I'm just going to score it. You don't want to cut it because when you cut it, you will cut the fur. You want that fur to look like it's a nice flowing beard. And if you cut it, the edges will be blunt and you can tell that you cut it. Now some people do, but I don't like to do that. And so I just keep scoring it and then pulling it apart. And this is obviously the back of it. Now I'm just cleaning it up. I'm going to glue it onto the top and the bottom, the whole body. And then make sure that the edges are glued down. And I'm going to press it kind of in underneath the arms there because we want to see the arms. That's what that looks like so far. And then now we're going to work on the arms. I'm just trimming them up, making sure they're the same size, and also to get all the extra like frills off of it and threads that are hanging out. So we're going to need beads for the hands, and then I have this extra material and I'm going to make a cuff around the arm. I'm just going to fold it in on itself so it has a nice top edge and bottom edge. And I just wanted to use this little extra piece of material. I don't like to waste anything. So I was able to actually make 2 cuffs out of this little piece by piecing it together, and you cannot even tell. And so I just folded it like that and then glued it. And then I start in the back where the seam is on the arm. And I just glued the cuff around the bottom of the hand, or the arm I should say. And I did that to both sides. And that's what that looks like. Now I'm going to put the little hands in, take the bead sideways and just push it in. You got to kind of work it, but it'll go in there because it's supple. It's a sock material that's stretchy. And I just put glue in there and just took my spatula so I didn't burn my fingers, and just pushed it, kept pushing it in and working it in there so you can't see the little hole in there. And I was going to put the flower on top, but I don't know, it just didn't do anything for me, and I had this little flower in my stash. And I think it just kind of matches with the rim of the hat, the yellow, it pops, it just makes it pop. And I just glued that on there. And now it's time to glue the hat on. And I always glue the hat in the back first, because we got to put the nose in too. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm pushing the arms up underneath the hat. And then now I'm going to glue between the hat and the arm. And now I'm going to put that nose in there. I did order special order beads a long time ago from Amazon that don't have holes in them, just because I used to make a lot of gnomes. I don't much anymore because they're not a big seller anymore. I think everybody has at least one gnome, or most people anyway. Now I'm taking that stem that I used in my previous video, or not video, my previous DIY, and I'm just making like a bouquet, tied some jute around it, and I'm going to glue it to the gnome's hands. Let me know if you like gnomes. I think it was like my last video, I said either like mushrooms or you despise them. I think with gnomes, you either love them or you think they're creepy. But let me know what you think about gnomes. I love them. I think they're so cute. I hope they come back in again. But I think the big box stores have taken them over. Even Dollar Tree, they sell tons and tons of gnomes. But I think he turned out really cute. And again, let me know which one is your favorite from today. And here is the whole shebang. I have all 3 pieces in here that I made today, and my mushroom video, which was my previous one, I think I posted on last Wednesday. Today's Saturday. So I have my mushroom stuff in here too, especially for those of you who haven't seen this video, or maybe you're not familiar with my channel. Here's a taste of some things that I've done in the last probably month or so. Just some of my pieces, not all of them. I have a lot. I have boxes and boxes. And I did a bee themed video, and here's a bunch of that. And I thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that I've inspired you. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and all that good stuff. Share it with other people. Remember to subscribe and to check out our playlist, which is linked below. And I will be back very soon. And until then, have a blessed week. Bye.